Hello, hello. We'll give it just a second for people to jump on. For those of you who have joined us before, welcome back. For those of you that are new, my name is Laurel Huston. I am the creator of body mapping and the founder of Reflections Inside and Out. My company is named Reflections Inside and Out because it is my goal to help all women love who they are inside and out. And I do that through body mapping. So, what is body mapping? Body mapping is the process that lets you take your own portions and your own symmetry and measure yourself against yourself because every part of you has meaning and every part of you has purpose. So today we are going to talk about your back and what all entails with that. So before I get into this, because we're going to be talking about symptoms, I of course have to remind you that I am not a medical professional and that this should never be used to diagnose or replace any treatments that you are currently in the process of, which is why I kind of try to stay away from symptoms. But I had a lot of private messages asking for me to do a video on your back. So no one stop taking your physical therapy or anything else because you watched this video. For me, I very much understand and believe that a person is a mind, a body, and a spirit. And when all of those are in alignment, your symptoms are less. Hey, Amy. Um, you you have to be in align in all of those areas, and then you stay healthy. However, symptoms are not good or bad, they are just messages. And when we can start to see that our body is talking to us and communicating with us, we can have a different level of love for it. So, your back, as I do this video, I need to tell you up front, for me to go over everything in the back takes about 2 hours. That's not happening. So, what I am wanting to do with this video, I'm breaking it down into 4 sections: the spine, upper, middle, and lower back. What I am asking from you is, as you take this information, ask your own body, what is wrong? Because if you have to start listening to your body. So that is something I no matter what you learn from me, until you learn to talk to your own body, I can't help. So sorry, this is, all right, have to turn that off so it doesn't keep binging. Okay, so with your back, first off, your spine. Um, your spine is part of your skeletal system, which is all about foundation and support. So, hey, Holly. So, as you ask your body what is wrong with it, um, you have to start paying enough attention to your body to know, is this a bone problem? Is it my discs? Is it my vertebrae? Like, is it actually my spine? Or is it muscles? So when we're talking about the back, that's the first thing you need to determine. Is this my spine or is this my muscles? Because your spine is about flexibility and support. Think about physiologically what your spine allows you to do. Because your spine is a lot of little bones, you have flexibility, and because they all work together, you have support. And as soon as one of those is out of alignment, it causes problems. So you could have muscle pain, but it's actually a vertebrae that's causing the problem because things aren't aligning, which is then pulling muscles and other things out. So this is where I remind you, I'm not a doctor. Go see a chiropractor, get an x-ray, find out, but also ask your body. I'm going to share a really quick story with this because kids talk to their bodies all the time and they listen. If you want to learn how to talk to your body, look at how children speak. When they're hungry, They say, I'm hungry, and then they throw a fit when you tell them no. It's not because they're spoiled brats. It's because they are listening to their body, and their body is saying, I am starting to die. Feed us. So they get panicky and worried when you say, no, you have to wait. Now, am I telling you to feed your child nonstop 24/7? No, but what I'm saying is children are much better at listening to and regulating their bodies than adults. Um, so this is an opportunity for you with your back to reconnect to your back and to reconnect with your body and start asking, is this a problem with my spine? Is this a problem with my muscles? That's the best place to start. Okay, next thing. If it is a problem with your spine, support, flexibility. Those don't seem related, but they 100% are. If you do not feel supported, you become super rigid in your actions. You become very controlling. You become 100%, I must do it in this one way. And it puts a lot of pressure on you to support yourself. So if it is a spine issue and you've asked your body or you've gotten an x-ray and you know it is bone, you need to take a look at your support system. Do you have one? Do you have people around you that you trust? Do you have people around you that give you encouragement and love and tell you, oh, that's so awesome, or what the crap were you thinking, in a very loving way? The other thing that the base of your spine specifically does is it connects you to the earth. It's the root, it's that base, it's that core of you. This is why when you meditate, they usually encourage you to sit, because then the base of your spine is pointed directly down to the ground. It helps ground you. Hold on, this is really long. It says, talking about the spine always reminds me of my second son had meningitis. We thought he just had an ear infection until he told me his spine hurt. When you mentioned the spine specifically, I knew there was more to it. Having his spine give that passion message may have saved his life. Gina, it 100% saved his life, because if they'd have been looking for an ear infection, they never would have caught that. So what Gina's comment was about, her son said it's a spine problem, and so they were able to save his life because he had spinal meningitis. Huge, and I'm very grateful that that was able to happen. So with your spine, because it's about support and it's about flexibility, and it's also about grounding you to the earth. So when you spend a lot of time in survival mode, when you spend a lot of time in fear and anxiety, the base of your spine is where we have a lot of fear. Okay, so the reason I started with the bone is because of what I mentioned earlier. So I'm going to reiterate it for those of you that are just joining. Because your spine is a lot of little bones, it could have started as a spinal problem, but something is out of alignment, which then makes the muscles compensate. So you're feeling it in the muscles, but the problem is actually in your support system and in your structure. Okay, and when you get those bones back in alignment, then the muscles work properly and the muscle pain usually subsides. So let's classify back injuries for a moment. Can you see why I've procrastinated doing this one? I knew a lot of people needed it, but there's a lot to it. Because I get a lot of people who say, my back was fine until I got in a car accident. My back was fine and then I got thrown off a horse. In my case, my back was okay until I fell 13 feet onto a concrete slab and landed on my back. Okay, I get that there are a lot of you that have back injuries. That's what a car accident will do. That's what falling 13 feet will do. That's what getting thrown from a horse will do. Your recovery and your continued pain level is what we're looking at here. So when I was talking about symptoms before, this is what I mean about symptoms are just messages. So you get in a car accident and you get whiplash, which is your neck, part of your spine, and your 6 to 8 weeks is done, and your neck is fine because emotionally, mentally, and physically, you were back in alignment, you were good. You get in a car accident, you get whiplash, your 6 to 8 weeks of recovery is over, and you still have debilitating pain and cannot move your neck to the left. Because if you do, you have this excruciating pain down the right side of your body. That tells me you don't want to look into your future. You don't see that you have a future. When symptoms last longer than the body actually needs to process or heal them, that is an emotional pain, and that's what needs to be healed. So with your back, if you have slipped disc, bulging disc, ruptured discs, you have spent years, a lifetime of not accepting the support or help from others. You have been crushed by the weight of your own burdens. So bulging discs, part of you is trying to escape the pressure of the world. When people have compressed discs, they're being weighed down by the weight of the world. Think about how, and your doctors do this without even knowing it, think about how they are explaining what's happening to the disc, and that is explaining to you what is happening emotionally to you. Because I fell 13 feet onto a concrete slab and did not have one broken vertebrae. Not one. But I did basically pop my bottom disc. I was told it would never heal. That doesn't happen. 3 years later, I went in for an x-ray and it had re-inflated because every day for 3 years in my mind, I pictured that tissue regrowing and healing. And I got my mental crap together. So we're going to start with the bottom of the back and work the way up. Hi, Amy. How are you? So the bottom of the back, which is where the majority of people have their issues. If you think about what I talked about with the spine is your survival, the base of the spine. It's what connects you to the earth. So the muscles, if it's the muscles that are tense or tight or pulling your spine out of place, or your spine is out of place, so the muscles are compensating your lower back. So your lower back, think where you start to touch butt. I probably should stand up. So here to your natural waistline. So your natural waistline is where you bend and it indents. That's lower back. So it would be like belly button to the top of your hips. Your hips are not your back, your hips are your hips. Okay? Belly button to the bottom of your back. We hold 3 things here: self-perception, money, and sexual experiences. Why we hold those 3 things there? Because one affects the other 2, and vice versa. When you feel crappy about who you are, it affects your money and it affects your intimate relationships. When you have a crappy intimate relationship, it affects how you feel about who you are and it affects your money. When you have low income or are constantly stressed or worried about money, it affects how you whether or not you feel worthy, which directly affects your intimate relationships. Lower back is all about sexual experiences, your perception of yourself, and your money. The beautiful thing is when you increase one, the other 2 automatically increase as well. This is actually why when people ask me what I do, I tell them I help women improve their relationships with their body, their money, and their intimacy, because they're all tied together. And when you improve your money, it improves your perception. It improves your ability to care for your body. When you improve your ability to care for your body, it improves your feeling of whether or not you can have intimate relationships. They're all tied. It doesn't matter which one you start with. I can link them together. So things that will trigger lower back pain, not feeling loved or accepted by a lover, financial stress. A lot of people have lower back pain in the wintertime, and it's not just because of the weather, it's because they're stressed out about money. Or they are stressed out about not seeing family, or the other extreme, oh my gosh, my family's coming and they stress me out. The weight of the world is now on my shoulders. I have to come up with all this food. I don't like my family. So the bottom of your back is about whether or not you perceive yourself as worthy. If you feel that you have abundance or lack when it comes to money, and whether or not you are enjoying your sexual experiences. Okay? Now keep in mind, for those of you who are just now coming in, I'm condensing about 2 hours worth of information into roughly about a half an hour. So I know that you'll have questions. But here you go. Now the middle of the back. Think under your shoulder blades. So from your natural waistline to just above the bra strap, like literally under your shoulder blades, not behind them, the bottoms of them. So the center part of your back is where we hold. I need to do some journaling. Oh, Holly, don't we all? So the middle of your back is where you hold trust or betrayal. We hold relationships there, specifically intimate or bonded relationships. So this is the expression being stabbed in the back. For most people that have that stabbing back pain, it is right at the base of their shoulder blade, because that's where we hold betrayal. Now, if you are surrounded by a lot of people that you trust, you have safety with, you tend to not have back fat underneath your shoulder blades. Yes, you will have some, and you turning and looking and seeing a line there does not constitute as back fat. That means you turned and your skin has a crease in it. If you are standing straight on and you have back fat just underneath your bra, you are protecting yourself because you have been someone who was deeply betrayed. So let's talk about betrayal for just a second. You cannot be betrayed by someone you never trusted. All betrayal is deep. The betrayal that hurts the most is when we have betrayed ourselves by no longer listening to our bodies, our intuition, or our gut reactions. So even if you have had years and years and years of releasing and forgiving and trauma counseling and all of those things to forgive someone else who has hurt and betrayed you, have you put that much time, attention, and energy into forgiving yourself? Because for most of us, the person that betrayed us the most was that our mind stopped listening to our body. So a lot of us that are having betrayal issues, and it's actually called betrayal trauma, and it shows up in the middle of our back, usually underneath your shoulder blades. It affects your ability to twist and bend, because your ability to twist and bend from side to side is what helps you change perception and gives you flexibility in life. And when you feel like you can't trust the world and that everyone will betray you, you can't even trust yourself, it shows up in the middle of your back. And it usually shows up as a stabbing pain. Okay, so now the top of your back. So your actual shoulder blades up to here. I mentioned this on the shoulder video, but I'm going to clarify it again because I get asked this a lot. This is not my back. If I can push down on it, that's my shoulder. If I have to push forward on it, that's my back. So when we are talking about back pain versus shoulder pain, they are different. And the way to tell the difference is, am I pushing down on it to relieve pain? So like right here, I'm pushing down to relieve the pressure. That's shoulder and neck. If I'm pushing back here and I'm pushing forward, that's back, because I can't push down on my back. So up here, that is where we hold our creative thoughts and our brainstorming. So a lot of times when people are struggling with problems up here, especially I'm going to turn problems right up here, it is because they have come up with a brilliant idea and then they shared it with people and everyone went, why would you do that? So in the top of our back, that is where we hold a lot of our feelings and perceptions about our creative thinking, our problem solving. So if we tried to solve a problem and it didn't work, that is where we will hold tension. So anytime you are in the present and you are problem solving, and all of a sudden you start to have problems in this top section of your back, ask yourself, why don't I believe I can do this? Why don't I believe I can do this? And 99.9% of the time, you will have someone else's voice enter your head to berate you. So most of us that are having upper back problems, it's because we've had other people show a lack of belief in ourselves so often that we no longer believe in our own ability to problem solve. We no longer believe in our ability to come up with new and innovative ideas. And it has become a burden to brainstorm. So then it pulls your shoulders out, then it messes with your neck, it causes all sorts of problems. So I want to tell you right now, if you are someone that is having problems with your upper back, you are in tune with your life story. Start listening to your ability to problem solve. Stop trusting other people that are telling you you don't have the ability to fix your problems. Now, here's the difference. If while you're brainstorming, you get told to ask help, that really could be the answer. Being able to problem solve on your own does not mean that you have to fix everything on your own, because the solution may be that you join a support group, that you take a class, that you reach out to a friend. Does that mean you reach out to the person that said that you were worthless and that you can never solve problems? No, stay away from that person. But Laurel, they're family. Well, stop asking your family for advice. This is my rule when it comes to advice. If I would not trade places with you in that area, I will not ask you for advice. If you have worse health than me, I will not ask you for health advice. If you have worse finances than me, I will not ask you for financial advice. If someone in your family is emotionally or mentally more unstable than you, stop asking them for help. They're not helpful. I'm kind of sassy today. Okay, let me see what these lower back. Okay, so lower back, that is perception of self, money, and intimate relationships. Upper back, that's your problem solving. That's where you hold creativity. Middle back is your relationships, usually trust versus betrayal. So here is the cool part about the back and why I'm talking so fast, because I try to keep these to half an hour, but I wanted to mention this. Most people's back problems actually start with their feet. It starts with the way they stand. It starts with their ability to move forward. When you feel supported, you progress through life quickly. When you feel like you are surrounded by people who know you, you can trust, who are supportive of your ideas, who find value in you, you progress quickly, physically, mentally, and emotionally. When you struggle to be surrounded by people who support you, you don't understand your direction and you don't listen to your desire, which are what your feet and your ankles hold. Go watch the feet videos, go watch the ankle video. Have I done an ankle video yet? I thought I did an ankle video. Anyway, Your feet and your ankles are all about direction and desire. And when your direction and your desire are in alignment with your soul purpose, your back stays in alignment and you feel supported. When you are lost, when you are confused, when you feel like you don't have enough money, when you are not desirable, when you are not worthy, you have back problems, you have hip problems, you have knee problems, you have ankle problems, you trip over your own feet. Ladies, you need support. And if you are not if you cannot think of 3 people you could turn to for good help and advice, that is what you need to give yourself this year for Christmas. Find a tribe. And for some of you, that means getting into a paid program. For some of you, that means reconnecting with a friend. For some of you, that just means going inward and reconnecting to your body. That means actually listening to you talk to yourself. That means your mind listening to your body listening to your spirit. Reconnect. Because when your direction and your desire aren't heard, you will always feel unsupported. You will always feel less than. And that is not what I want from you. I have so many clients that come to me, they start with back problems because they feel like they have no one in their life who will support them, who will be there for them, because they don't yet know what it is they're wanting. So I help women find their confidence, not because I change their body for them, but because I help them find what is it you desire? What direction in life are you wanting to go? And yes, you are worthy of good things. And yes, you can receive that in abundance and prosperity. And yes, you deserve to be passionately loved. Ladies, you deserve good things. And when you get them, your back stays in alignment. And when you are receiving things that you do not feel you are worthy of, or you are allowing people to treat you in a way that you do not deserve to be treated, you will have back problems. So I know you probably still have 30,000 questions about backs, but that was 2 hours of information condensed down into 30. And here's the key takeaway. Surround yourself with people who support you, who support your ability to receive inspiration, who support your ability to trust and connect, who support that you are a being, a beautiful daughter of a creator who knows you and loves you. You have greater worth than you have ever given yourself credit for. And it is time that you start listening to that part of your body. Have relationships that lift you. Know that you are worthy. Know that you have great worth. Because when you doubt that, your back falls apart. So yes, you have all sorts of vertebrae, and each and every vertebrae means something different. And the right side versus the left side means something different. And your back as a whole is where you hold your past. And your past cannot be changed, but it can be dealt with and it can be healed. If you want your back to heal, you have to be willing to heal your past. You have to be willing to find support. So whether that support is with me or someone else, if any part of you feels like you need to reach out, do it. Call that friend, join the mentor group, get in a mastermind, whatever it is, get the support you know you need. I love you. I want your back to feel good. Hold on, I just got a private message. Okay. I knew this was coming and I heard it in my head 3 times, so I will answer it even though I'm going a little bit longer than I like to. Yes, weight has to do with back problems. I'm not saying it doesn't. However, we hold weight because we are hiding our true self. Fat is not about keeping the world out. Fat is because you have been told over and over and over and over and over that the world can't handle you, that you're too much, you're too loud, you're too whatever. So you are changing your shape, and the fastest, easiest way to change the shape of a woman is to have her gain weight. And I talk about this more in the belly video, but if you have back problems because of excessive weight gain, you are hiding who you are because you feel unsupported when you show up as your true and authentic self. So, yes, there are physiological reasons why people have back pain. And when those physiological reasons get solved, if the pain doesn't go away, it's because it's not physical, it's emotional. And if I keep going, this will be like a 3-hour video. So just know that I love you. I hope that you can look and find the support that you need. The Year of You Journey is my year-long mentor program. We specifically, it is a tribe of women, all of which who are trying to heal, all of which that are getting in touch with their body, all of which that are really striving for and looking to find themselves. So if that is something that you're like, I need to know more about this, awesome. I would love to give you more information about it. If you already have a place to go to get support, stop denying it. Go. Get the support you need. Be kind to your back because your past cannot be changed, it can only be healed. I love you. Have a fabulous Monday. This is the beginning of your week. Love every moment of it. And I'll talk to you next week.